Welcome back to FPL Faff with Jez, Jack, and Jim. I'm Jez.
I'm Jack.
I'm Jim.
Jim is apparently not paying attention tonight. Okay, so it's week 11.
You could just cut that out and make it sure that there's no pause.
Yeah,
it's fine.
but I won't.
I know you won't.
It's going straight in.
Oh,
so
guys,
Bruno Fernandes. I have been singing his praises since week 1. Jack,
week 2.
tell me.
Yeah.
I was singing his praises in week 1, but
I think you were saying
didn't have him
it.
on my
I
team.
think you were singing his praises before the whole thing even started. To be fair, I think you've been on him for a long time with good reason. He finished the season well.
Yeah, I mean, look, he was the player who really cost me last season because I didn't know that much about him. He came in and I sort of thought, oh well, he's gonna peak and then he'll sort of level out, and he never did. He kept turning up, and it ruined me last season. So I went, you know what? This season he's my Heung-min Son. I'm not taking him out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I love when you
begs the question, Jack.
Season.
Why is he not in your team?
Do you know what? Much like yourself, Jez, I too have been singing his praises, but not for his performance in my FPL team. Just praising him that he's a good player. He hasn't entered my team all season, and we'll get to transfers in a minute. But he's still not in my team, and I don't really know why. I'm so reluctant to get him. I think it's because I've done fairly okay without him, and if I don't have him, I could have someone else. The only trouble is that up until this point, I haven't had anyone else that's doing anything else. James Rodriguez is probably a good example of that, who's been my 5th differential midfielder and has been safe to say has been useless the last 5 weeks.
Wrong kind of differential.
The wrong kind of differential. No, I need to get him in. He's doing fantastic. He's leading Man United. Why is he not captain already? God only knows.
Correct. Is he going to come into your team this week?
He's not. He's not going to come into my team this week because I've already made my transfers.
Right. So, okay. For our listeners out there, Jack has made a huge mistake, and he will be flying down the table next week.
Jack, what points are you on?
So we are recording this on a Monday night. It's 10 p.m. The Villa West Ham game has just finished. It looks as if Jack Grealish is going to get 3 bonus points. I very much hope he does. He's level on points with Bowen, so they might be having a share of the spoils. If he does, I'll finish on 57 for the week, which I'm happy with, to be honest. Decent week.
All things considered, that's pretty good.
Yeah, good week. As I say, anything around 60 for me is where I want to be. It started really well with Callum Wilson. I'll take it from the goalkeeper. So I got McCarthy still in goal. He got a couple of points. I was really disappointed in Robbo this week. He was minutes away from having an assist, which eventually was ruled out for VAR, and then he gave away a penalty in the 93rd minute. He could have been points in, much like he was last week. He wasn't. It was unfortunate. He finished on 2. Corfowl, again, finished on 2 as well tonight. Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilly Chilwell. Does the guy ever...
Chilly Chilwell.
Oh my God. I even talked about him as a captaincy shout. I didn't go with it, but he's consistently putting in minimum 6-7 points.
When was the last time he didn't turn up?
Honestly,
you got to go back to week 5, and even then he got 3 points. The week before that, he got 8. His lowest points total in any game he's played is 3 points.
Well, yeah. I mean, you put it another way. He's got a return every game apart from one. Either a clean sheet, assist, or a goal. I mean, the guy's fantastic. What a signing for Chelsea. He's done very well there, and I don't see him losing his place anytime soon to Marcus Alonso.
Absolutely not.
Marcus Alonso, who's been an FPL king for years, he's just nowhere near it this time round.
Yes.
I did captain Salah. I played a 3-4-3, so Salah was my captain. He got 6 points. It should have been more. I was disappointed. I mean, a goal that last season it's not given. Last season it is given. This season it's not. VAR, I don't really want to talk about it, but dreadful
Tell me about it.
State of play. I had Son coming in with 3. Grealish looks like he's going to finish on 10. James Rodriguez, absolute waste of time, 2 points. Calvert-Lewin, equally the same, 2 points. Harry Kane, 2 points. But the good news, I think actually I'm looking at his run of games, Callum Wilson, and it looked like Palace was going to be the more trickier one, and to walk away with the goal and assist away from home, chuck with that. 12 points with him. Great player.
He has been huge.
He's done very well for me. So that is my week so far. Shall we go through the rest of our weeks, or should we talk about the changes we've all made?
Go on, Jay.
Yeah, let's go through the teams. Okay, so I'll start. So I've got a very similar team. Starting from the back, I've got McCarthy, who came up with 2. Stuart Dallas, he's been in my team since week 1, and I've been singing his praises, and I've left him on the bench a few times, and he's got points. This week I had some faith. He came up with 8 big ones for me.
Very good.
Then I've got Chilly Chilwell at another 8 points. A very confusing result from James Justin, 1 point against Fulham. That's thrown everything that I believe in. But there we are.
Well done, Fulham. Well done.
Big Bruno, big bollocks in there, 10 points in the midfield. We got Mo Salah. I did fall into the Salah trap and captained him as well. 6 points, not an awful return, but you sort of hope for more from your captain. Son with 3, Ziyech with 2. That's 2 weeks in a row since I brought him in for minus points that he's done fuck all. Not great. And Jack Grealish with a big 10. Huge from him. Kane and Bamford up front, 2 apiece. And that'll take me to 60 points. Jim, what are you looking at this week?
60 points is huge.
That's
great.
I
wasn't confident going into this one anyway. And it shows by the points I've got. But you know what? It could have been a lot worse. So I made one transfer, which was McCarthy in for Ryan, which I think it was a little bit rash, but now I'm happy with it. It is what it is. I did a very last minute change. It was literally 1 minute before the deadline, and I took Ayling out for Zuma. They both finished on 5 points. So that was annoying. I've left 5 points on the bench. But because 8 didn't play and Barkley didn't play, I'm actually getting Brewster for 1 point and Ayling for 5 points. So
you don't deserve luck. You don't deserve luck. I'm so sick of this.
Sheet
you make awful decisions week in, week out.
Incredible.
Awful decisions, and it always pays off for you.
So obviously with Ben Chilwell with 8 points, it's huge. So I'm going to finish just at the back alone, 5, 5, and 8. That's excellent. Huge 18 points there. And then 20 with the 2 from McCarthy. Son with 3. That's fine. Fernandes. So he's the one I should have captained. But guys, if you watched the United game, you would have seen that United were terrible for the 3/4 of that game. Southampton was
that's been a trend for them though. Man U have played really awful for most of the minutes this season, but when they're not playing awful, Bruno's scoring a goal.
He's getting an assist. Yeah, absolutely. He's the only one driving them forward. I think you're always saying. I think it's the last three weeks in a row he's got double figures on points. He's been fantastic.
They were so bad, but Southampton were amazing. And Ward-Prowse, obviously, he does one of the best corners I've ever seen. And
Bet you're glad you got him out of your team, aren't you, Jim?
Oh, absolutely. And then he does another fucking incredible free kick, which is unsavable. De Gea is injured. Well done, Ward-Prowse. Well done. Someone give him a medal for that, because that's insane. But do you know what? Going into the last stages of that game, it was Cavani. Cavani is a game changer. He not only did he assist Bruno, Bruno also assisted him. So for $8 million,
interesting. It's interesting when you get a player like Cavani. Sorry to cut you off, Jim.
No, it's fine.
But you get a player like Cavani as opposed to Martial, and Cavani actually runs for the ball and makes effort. It's incredible what can happen when you do that.
The off-the-ball play that Cavani's doing is huge. Sorry, Jack, go on.
No, I was just going to say, I was going to comment on Martial. I had him in my team right at the start of the season for all of one game week. I don't know what's happened to him this year. He's not. He came back from Project Restart and he was looking good at the back end of last season. He was really getting forward. I think the 3 of them at United, Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood, they looked like a real threat. Greenwood, where's he been? He's gone off the boil. Martial, I mean, his position's under threat. Rashford's got a lot of time for him. But that's 1 out of the 3. And you've just got Bruno kind of in the hole, dictating everything. I'm shocked with Martial. I don't know where he's gone.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even know when he's going to come back either.
I think he's going to lose his spot very quickly. And if Cavani keeps having games like that, I think that because that's what managers want to see. You're not going to get goals every week, but it's about the effort you put in. Look at someone like Firmino. He doesn't score all the goals, he doesn't get all the assists, but his work rate is phenomenal and he helps the team.
Martial, he'll be that Europa League player. When you've got Cavani in the league, he's scoring loads. He's not going to be playing twice a week. He's getting old. You've got someone like Martial who does have that burst of pace. He can turn around and crack defence like no one's business. But I think for the league, he hasn't got a sniff of starting any games anytime soon. He'll be one of them that he'll come on with 15, 20 minutes to go to see it out. But I think he's a Europa League player for him this season.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not for this season anyway. But yeah, I'm seriously saying that Cavani could be one to look at up front for 8 million. Like fairly reasonable. He's gonna continue to turn up. He's looking in great form. The alliance between Bruno and him is incredible. He was literally like Rodriguez and Calvert-Lewin, who did nothing, and I'm very upset with that result. So upset that I told you they had one more chance for me, and I've got rid of both of them.
You got rid of both of them?
I've got rid of both of them.
Wow. Hang on a sec. You got rid of Jay Rodriguez and DCL this week so far?
Yeah. So my value, they're not the only ones I've got rid of.
Oh my God. What did you do?
I'm just going to finish up. Obviously, I was on the Mo Trap and I've captained him instead of Fernandez. But obviously, watching that game, I was kind of glad I did because they weren't in the game. But obviously, in the end, it would have been more beneficial. I've taken Barkley out because he's not due back until the 12th of December. And,
that's a shame.
And I lost value on him. But talking about value, I went from 103.9 to 103.4 because of the changes.
Oh, what a hit.
Oh, so you've taken, what is it, a -8 this week?
Yeah.
And you've dropped 0.5 value.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So okay, I did. Just before we get into that, I did slate Jack on his awful decision making. I think there's a new number one idiot this week.
But we didn't. Jack, did you say who you brought in?
I haven't yet, no. But I'm keen to hear who you had.
Well, I'm not going to say until you say.
This is going to make for a very interesting podcast.
I will go first. And it's with a heavy heart, actually. He's been... I've really enjoyed him in my team, but I felt that what's really changed my thought process here is City's run of games. I mean, it wasn't even a contest against Burnley. I thought they were fantastic. I felt I could afford to not have two Spurs attackers. I got Son and Kane. I looked at them and I thought, I'm going to have to let one of these guys go. And especially with their run of games as well, certainly in the short term, Harry Kane has left my team. So I've transferred him
for Vardy.
I've transferred out Kane. I've kept Son. I think the way that they play as well, you see Kane dropping deep. Son, he's got that burst of pace. He does get forwards, and if he scores, he's got the midfield of points. It was tough. It wasn't a decision that I liked to make. I've also got rid of I keep saying Jay Rodriguez.
J-Rod.
Who's actually better than James Rodriguez, who I have
got
my team.
God. Jesus Christ.
I think, was it 5 consecutive games without points? It's just abysmal performance. So I've bought in, I'm banking hard on Kevin De Bruyne. I've got him in.
You love Kevin De Bruyne so much.
Mate, he's best player in the league, if you ask me. He's incredible. He dictates that team. He plays minute after minute. He's getting forward. He was unlucky to not get more than 2 assists on the weekend. And for me, he's a very likely run of captaincies. And in our mini league, I don't think too many people have got him. So it's a bit of a differential.
It's huge differential. But I'm just going to say, Bruno is in much better form than
this is it
right now.
he's in better form and he's cheaper.
Well, this is it. Like, if it all goes horribly wrong, then Kevin De Bruyne to Bruno is totally on. I'm sure that will happen at some point anyway. But I can't ignore the run. I think they got Fulham, City. They got Fulham next, and then after that you've got a slightly Manchester derby, and then you've got West Brom, Southampton, Newcastle, Everton, and then the green fixtures just keep on coming. Like I can't see him leaving really for the long haul. And what makes it okay for me is obviously getting rid of Kane. I wanted to get in someone who's still performing quite well. And I don't even think I need to justify this one because he's been flying. I've got Patrick Bamford in. So he's...
I do remember a couple of weeks ago you were taking the piss out of me for getting him in, but all right.
Wow.
Yeah, fine.
Well, no, do you know what it was? I think... I don't rate him as a footballer. I think he just happens to be the focal point of a very attacking Leeds team. And he's been playing in a minute, so why not?
Well-managed Leeds team.
Correct.
And a well-managed Leeds team. And I had 2 transfers going into this game week, so I've made 2 transfers. I've got no points here, and I have 1.4 in the bank. So I'm looking at upgrading Mitchell next week. I don't really want to take a point here for it, but I will be upgrading him, and that will leave me with 5.5 to spend on a defender, which I feel is very nice. So
I'm not going to lie,
Jack.
I'm not going to lie, Jack. I'm really thrilled that you got rid of Kane.
Why?
Yeah, me too.
I'm really happy about it. Yeah, I think
because Jim and I both have him, and
you're not going to be able to get him back in.
It'll be great seeing you fly down the league.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get him back in.
I don't know, man.
Not that easy. Because you invested it in your midfield now.
I've invested it in my team now. I've got McCarthy, Robertson, Chilwell, and then Corfal currently, but he's going to be upgraded to a 5.5 defender. A midfielder of Salah, Son, Grealish, and De Bruyne, and Calvert-Lewin, Bamford, and Wilson up top. Like, I've got no concerns with that team. I'm very
it's
happy.
pretty good, but I'm just saying I'm glad that you've got rid of Kane.
No, but listen, like if Kane, Bruno, Ziyech, the list goes on. Like, there's so many players.
You can't have them all.
You can't have them all, can you? Like, there's so many players. Like, I could look at you and say, both of you guys don't have De Bruyne, and look at City's run of games. Like, I'd be concerned that you don't have him.
That might be a nice little segue into what I have to say.
And what I have to say right now with my change.
Oh, do you know what, Jim? Jim, you go first. You drop this bomb.
I'm going to drop it. So, Barkley, out. Mahrez, in.
Yes.
Rodriguez, out. Phil Foden, in. Calvert-Lewin, out.
Wow.
Callum Wilson, in.
Okay.
Very nice.
Two good changes and a bad one. Okay.
Mahrez
is going to continue to do nothing.
My captain this game week.
So, Jim, it's funny you should mention that. He is also getting my captain's armband this week.
Would you like to tell the listeners why he's getting your captain?
I would not. I came up with this thought all by myself.
Sure.
There was definitely no influence from anybody else. Did not speak to Jim at all. And Ziyech is leaving my team after a disappointing 4 points in 2 weeks for a cheaper Riyad Mahrez, who is going to score 8 next week.
He is. He really is.
Can I ask you guys on your thoughts of potential rotation risks for?
I knew you'd say that.
Yes.
I knew you'd say that. There's been 10 games played, and he's only missed 1, and that was at the Liverpool game. He's played every other game since.
Because Aguero has been injured for a long time, because Sterling has had an injury.
Yeah,
they're playing a lot of midfielders in attacking roles rather than playing the one focal point up front. So players like Mahrez are getting a lot more time to go out there and play in advanced positions. So I think that he may not be a whole season long keeper.
No.
Depends on what happens with the injuries at City, but at least for the next 5 or 6 game weeks, he's going to be huge.
Another question. Would you have considered Mahrez if he didn't score a hat-trick on the weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I still would have, just because of the run of fixtures that City have coming up. We've been saying it for weeks, like this is the game week where you need to flip and get some City players in your team. This is the only way that I can really do it. I can't afford De Bruyne because I'm not willing to part with Salah, Fernandes, Son, or Grealish. So the player to go is what's his name? Ziyech.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ziyech is going to turn up again. He's remarkable. But
He is,
as
and he
we've
will.
all just said, the City run, and they've just hit their form. We all knew it was going to happen eventually. Poor Burnley. But, yeah.
Just throwing it out there real quick. I believe that I said 5-0 on the last
Yeah, I
pod.
think you did.
Yeah, you did. You did.
So there we go.
Do I think Mahrez is going to get another hat-trick? No. Against Fulham, I would
back-to-back
hope so.
hat-tricks is a
But
bit
Fulham's
much.
just had a really good result away to Leicester, which is insane. So
You wouldn't expect him to get a hat-trick, but what you would expect him is to start or play the majority of the next game and
Absolutely.
probably get some form of attacking return, if not more.
Yeah.
He's great, and it's a great choice. He comes at a nice price point. I think I probably would have gone for him if I wasn't so obsessed with Kevin De Bruyne and his influence on the team.
No, absolutely.
But I think time will tell. It will be interesting. I think it's going to be. I think they'll come out pretty close to one another, to be honest, in terms of points. And he is the much cheaper option. So it's going to be interesting. I'm very glad that this is the week that we've all got City players. I feel like if we're all going to do it, we all need to jump on it now. I'm sure other managers will be doing the same.
There's going to be some price rises
I
incoming.
am sad that I've got rid of Calvert, but I feel like Wilson is just a turn-up. He's a turn-up king. He is. He always has been. He always has been, and he's always going to continue to be. And Newcastle aren't going to keep playing that well, but like I feel like he's always going to be a threat. So
he's their only threat as far as I'm concerned. Like if Newcastle are scoring, he's scoring or he's assisting 2/3 of those goals. Yeah. So
honestly, nothing's coming from anyone else.
I think he's going to stay with me all season. A bit like, to be honest, so will Calvert-Lewin. I do like if Everton are on fire. I think he is as well. Like, I think he will stay with me for the season.
I mean, even if we lose, he's going to do something. But did he do anything? This game was no.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the key injuries that happened over the weekend. So probably the most notable one was Raul Jimenez. That was.
I was watching that game live, and the sound. Oh my god! It was like being like punching a thing of jelly. It was really, really fleshy and hard, and it sounded really, really sore. The game stopped for 10 minutes. It was. I was wondering what was happening. You know when it's a bad injury when the cameraman doesn't really know what to show, so he just shows the faces of all the players kicking the ball about for 10 minutes. Like it was one of those injuries that lasts long enough that the cameraman's going to have to do something unusual. It was bad, but glad to hear he's all conscious and he's had a successful surgery and he's doing well.
Not
to. I guess try to make profit from that or, look at the bright side of that, I guess. But it doesn't look like he's going to be playing for Wolves for some time. They've got some cheap options that could be a fill-in striker. I'm looking at someone like Neto or Podence. Are they players to consider coming up? I think they're both
definitely
still at 5.5.
players to consider. Yeah,
definitely to consider. I mean, I really do like the worry I have with Podence is he just can't complete 90 minutes. He starts majority of games, but he's always subbed off around the 65th, 70th minute, and I don't want any players like that in my team. He's at a nice price point where it doesn't really matter. The player who I'm really interested in is Neto. I thought he's so quick, he's so young. For me, there's no reason why he can't follow in Jota's footsteps. He's that. I thought it was incredible. I was really, really impressed. I think he will. I think he's got a big future, and he might actually fit in quite nicely for Raul Jimenez. I think the young boy Fabio Silva. So he came on and then got substituted at the same game, and I know that they were defending a lead, but I mean he hasn't really shown enough this season to have an opinion really, but I'd like to see a little bit more. But if he starts every game for Wolves, I mean, they've got very little up front now. I think with Jimenez out, Bonatini's also injured. Like, it's really Fabio Silva and a lot of wide players to support him. Potentially even Adama Traore playing up top. Who knows?
That would be an interesting one to watch. Getting back to the injuries, Mope, so he missed a penalty and then he hurt himself.
Yeah.
very early on in the game. That was, I mean,
Brutal.
obviously as a Liverpool fan, that was, great for me. Not the injury so much as the missing the penalty, but gee, that's a sting. A lot of managers have him still.
Well, as a guy who just hates Neil Maupay, that I was thrilled actually to see that. I think he's a horrible bloke. But to miss the penalty,
to be fair, I think he's a wanker, but you never want to see any player get injured. But
no, you don't. No, of course not. That'd be the wrong thing to advocate. But I think as an FPL manager, not having a return since game week, I think it's game week 4, and he started really well. I think he got 4 goals in 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
I had him in for a little while in my team, but he's been one of those. He's been very vacant the last couple of months.
Yep.
Do you know what I find funny? And I'm just going back to Raul Jimenez. He didn't even have to be injured to know that we would all know that he will be on the most transferred out top 10. Like,
yeah.
we just knew that was going to happen anyway. But now he's injured. Is he going to be number 1? Who is it going to be? I can't wait for that when it rounds up to it. But Jez, what's your formation looking like?
Well, look, I think if you listen to this podcast, you have a pretty good idea of the formation that I'm going to play.
The gym?
Jim, would you like to... no, it's not called a gym. Jack, do you want to have a guess?
It's called a jack, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, I think.
And you were called a wanker.
I think
I'm playing a Jez, and it's a 3-5-2.
Or gym, or maybe
it's
a
not
jack.
a gym.
Or maybe a jack.
I will be playing a 3-5-2.
It might have a J.
Name to be confirmed. I'm looking at pretty much everybody that I listed out before. So I've got McCarthy in goal, I've got Dallas, Chilwell, and Justin at the back. Fernandez, Salah, Son, Mahrez, and Grealish through the middle. Points.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got Kane and Bamford. So currently I haven't updated my app. So Harry Kane's got the captain's armband, but I am going to put that on Mahrez.
Huge.
Nice. I'm really looking forward to Bernardo Silva starting ahead of Mahrez this week, and Mahrez coming on for 11 minutes again. It will. For me, it's too risky. And to be honest, same as Foden. I mean, he didn't start on the weekend. You just never know with Pep. It's too.
But did he get an assist? Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. He got an assist in 20 minutes of playing.
That's dangerous business.
Is Phil Foden, who is going to play 20 minutes and get an attacking return, better than Ross Barkley, who is completely out and lost value?
Yes, that is. Yeah. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
But look at it this way. At least if he doesn't play, I've got big Brewster coming off the bench.
Oh my god! Yeah, what a signing he's been.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Leicester's in shit form. Can you imagine him actually getting a hat-trick now? He's
lost his spot though. He can't get a kick in the team anymore because he's been so bad over the first 9 weeks that he played. He's lost his spot to McBurney and McGoldrick. Jeez. No offense to them. I'm sure they're lovely guys, but they
on my
can't buy a
third
goal.
bench. He sat on my all the way on my third bench, and do you know what? He's not going to leave it. He's not going to leave the number 3 on my bench.
Wow.
Jack, what's your formation?
My formation is a 3-4-3.
You love a 3-4-3.
I love a 4. I do. I love a 3-4-3. I'm not liking Corfal at home to Man United this weekend. But there's no one who I want to replace him, really, who is 5.5, and I definitely don't want to be doing it for a hit. So I'll be keeping my team the way it is. The captain's armband will be firmly on Kevin De Bruyne, no question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping. I mean, he's not the Patrick Riyad Mahrez. All of a sudden, he's done that. I mean, that's not him. But he is the kind of guy that would just control a game, couple of assists and a goal and 3 bonus points. That is what I'm hoping more often than not for the weeks ahead. And when I've got him captain, that's when I'm hoping that I can start to climb the table a little bit. I was actually looking at Grealish, hovering over Grealish, not for this week, but I think for Grealish's run of fixtures, there's still a few managers in our mini league who don't have him, so I'll be quite interested to try and take advantage of that. It looks like he's going to get 3 bonus points today, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then up top, Yeah, Calvert-Lewin, Bamford, and Wilson, the three English boys, doing it for my team.
I can't wait for all three of them to blank.
I can't wait for all three of them to give me a really, really steady, nice run of games where over the next 10 games they might score 4 or 5, but it'll be enough to make.
Come on, man! It's a sprint, not a marathon. We all know that.
You're sprinting to the next wild card, mate. That's what you're doing.
It can't come soon enough. I'm looking at the new year.
No, I'm happy. Look, I'm really pleased. All of our teams are exactly where they should be. I think there's nice balance.
But there's some big differences as well, which is very interesting.
Is there anyone that you don't have in your team that you wish that you did, or you think that other managers should think about?
Oh, you know full well. I keep saying it. I said weeks ago that I'm not going to maintain being top of our league.
Well, yes, you are, but go on.
If I do not get Jack Grealish in. Right. I still haven't got him in. I don't know why. I still don't know why.
I mean, it would have something to do with the low intelligence, but
I mean, yeah, pretty much. But the thing is, I said, you both have him in, and that's wise. It's smart. You should get him in because he's a talisman for them. Like he's that influential. He just needs to be in.
Case in point, they've just lost 2-1, and he's walked away with 3 bonus points.
Yeah. The reason why I didn't do it because I had stupid faith in Hammers and Everton. And I decided to, And then still, the thing is, would I have got Mahrez and Jack Grealish in? Yes. Could I have? No.
What kind of a turn-up king FPL genius
Can you imagine
would be able
if I
to
got
afford
that?
both of those guys in?
Yeah. So my formation is McCarthy, Zuma, 8 at the moment. I know he didn't play, but I think he will play against Liverpool. Chilwell, Son, Fernandes, Salah, Mahrez, Foden, Kane, and Wilson. So it's a 3-5-2.
Who is first on your bench? Because I am looking to Phil Foden to not play this weekend.
If he doesn't play, the thing is, there's no one around the 6.5 marker that I fancy other than Barkley, who's out. So as soon as he comes back, will I get him back in? Yeah. But at the moment, Foden's taking that position for him. I've got Kilman on my first sub. I've got Ayling, and then I've got Brewster.
Let's talk real quick about Kilman, because that's something that started to worry me. He didn't play at the weekend.
No.
He came off the bench late.
Yeah,
he got 1 point, but he didn't start.
No.
I think. I mean, if you've got a deadbeat defence and you're relying on Max Kilman, I'd be worried because he's.
I'm getting that. I'm getting that way.
No. To be clear, not saying you got a deadbeat defence at all.
I'm saying it.
No,
no, he has.
No,
I've spent so little money on my defence. It's crazy. Obviously, I've got Chilwell, and I got Justin, who I got in from the start. He's made some value. Great. Dallas is 4.5. Kilman got him in for, I think, 4.1 or 4.2. And I've got Dunn, 4 mil, who, again, has been sitting on my bench at third sub since game week 2. And I've yet to shift.
Dallas is a good shout. I like
especially recently, they've switched up their formation and they've brought in Alioski to play left back. And Dallas has been playing sort of like a central attacking midfielder. And he's been doing bits.
Yeah,
he's been looking likely. I think that's why he got the 2 bonus points at the weekend. He didn't score. He did get a clean sheet technically, but he was just involved in everything going forward.
No, I've been looking at Dallas. He's a good player, and he's at a nice price point as well. I'd be worried about James Justin for future weeks, but we've talked about that previously. I think.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm worried, because I do have the 3 that I'm not worried if they're going to start or not. But in a couple of weeks, I will need to shift one of my defenders at least. If Kilman doesn't play, Justin's going to lose his spot. Obviously, Dunn's not in the squad.
Yeah,
I need to make a change there.
Yeah.
Guys,
I need to get Jack in. I need to get Jack Grealish in, and that's going to have to be probably next week, depending on how well City do.
I really hope that Phil Foden comes straight back out you've taken minus points. You get in Grealish for an inflated price because he will go up 0.2 this game week.
Well, I've already had Foden in this season, and it was just to place my bets to see if he was going to turn up that week. He didn't, but he's fine. He's like that type of value that you can easily get in and get out and mark up some type of value, depending if he does do a really good turn up. But I don't know. I think he will do some bits against Fulham. But
fair. Shall we get into the transfers in and out?
Yeah,
we shall. Let's do it. Let's go with the top 10 transfers out to start with.
It's got to be Jimenez.
He's up there, but number one is Wilfried Zaha. Still, people are shipping him out. He's COVID obviously, but he's missed the last couple of games. Their fixtures are coming to their very nice run of fixtures are coming to an abrupt end soon. They've got Tottenham, Liverpool, and Leicester in the not so distant future. He's out, number one. Number two, correct, Jimenez. Number three is J-Rod. He 5 games, no return. He's got to go.
Has to. Watch him do bits against Burnley.
Everton, joke of a team. Go on.
I can't even.
He's an incredible left back. He will come back, I'm sure. He's out for 2 months. Luca Dean.
Yeah,
is out.
That's something.
That's why. Honestly, we're dead in the water without Dean, without Jimenez, and without not Jimenez. Fuck's sake, without James Rodriguez and without Richarlison. Without those 3 players, we're fucked.
Yeah. No, agree. Because Everton is not a good team. Jack, please go on.
Number 5 is Riyad Mahrez.
Really?
No. Number 5 is
fucking hell, Jack.
Jeez.
Oh god, that nervous pause that your value has hit the floor.
I was just worried that in the last 20 minutes it had been announced that he'd broken his leg or something.
What will happen now is that he will get the COVIDs and we would be fucked.
Aren't City playing in the Champions League this week? I'm just going to leave that one hanging there. Number 5 is
where Kevin De Bruyne is going to pick up an injury and he's going to be rested against Fulham. Yeah,
correct. Exactly. Could swing both ways. Romain Saiss is number 5. Mane, Saiss, Jesus, what's happened to him? Number 6 is Mane. Number 7 is Patricio Bamford.
Mane's surprising. Don't you think, guys? That's actually surprising.
The thing is, everybody offloaded Salah and got in Mane just for a stopgap, and then it's gone immediately back to him. Salah's dropped value. They've got him back in. That's what that was.
Yeah.
I think you're spot on. And he didn't start against Brighton either, so maybe there's a few nervous people there. Number 7, Bamford. Number 8, Alexander-Arnold. Number 9 is Ziyech. And another Chelsea man, number 10, is Jorginho.
Mm-hmm. I mean, who's still got him
those make
in
sense.
Anyway? That's insane.
Look, if you still have Jorginho in, just give up, delete the app.
Don't even listen to this pod.
Well, I mean, no. Well, let's not go that far.
And talk about top 10 transfers in Jota, number 1.
Oh, so correct.
Sorry guys, just to stop you there, Jack. I did look at getting Mahrez and Jota. Again, I was just so close but so far away. I couldn't do it.
Oh, were you a few points off?
Yeah, just a couple. Yeah.
Rough. At 6.8, he's a steal.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Callum Wilson. Number 3 is Riyad Mahrez.
Obviously.
Ding, 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 ding.
Number 4 is James Ward-Prowse.
Yep.
Number 5 is Bruno Fernandes.
Correct.
Number 6 is Kevin De Bruyne.
Sadly, also correct.
Number 7 is Ben Chilwell.
Chili.
If you don't have Chilwell in, delete the game. If he's
he's 6.1 now.
Yeah, do you know at this stage, this one, don't listen to our podcast if you don't have him.
Do you know he started? I got him in at 5.5.
Yeah, as did I, right at the start.
Honestly, I'm so mad because I'm so mad that he came in injured because I was looking at him and I went, he's going to be huge, but I couldn't justify it, and then I couldn't get him back in.
I told you to just bench him and you didn't listen.
Yeah, I didn't listen.
And then finishing off our number 8, 9, 10. Number 8 is Edinson Cavani, who creeps in there.
Oh,
he's 8 million. So if
honestly, I think he's a solid. He's solid. Yeah.
Number 9 is Mohamed Salah. Number 10 is Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker. Oh yeah, okay.
He's been doing great. Yeah.
He's been doing bits, and City got the good fixtures. I understand that. He is a bit expensive, but
he is.
I do hope he gets benched one of these easier games. That will make me laugh a little bit. Guys, should we get into the fixtures and our game week predictions?
Yes. So,
starting the week, even though they were the last game of the week, Aston Villa and Newcastle.
Good game this one will be. This will go anyway. I think it's going to be 2-1 to someone. I'm going to go 2-1 Villa.
Jim?
I'm going to say 0-0.
Wow. So it's interesting, Jack, that you say that this is going to be a good one. Can you imagine at the start of this season, if we had seen the fixture Aston Villa versus Newcastle, I think I'd probably be retching.
Why?
I do think.
Do you think you'll be retching this Friday?
I do not. I think this is actually going to be one of the better games of the game week. I think this is probably going to be a 2-1 as well. I'm not sure which way. I'm going to give it to Villa just because they're at home, and I think they've got a little bit more as a whole team, as opposed to Newcastle, who are very reliant on Wilson.
Jack.
Wilson will score, sadly, and I don't have him. Game 2, Burnley, Everton.
It's going to be 2-0 to Burnley.
It's going to be 2-0 to Everton.
Wow. 2-0 to Burnley? Really?
It's just
Jim, I know you've lost the faith. I know that Everton have hurt you before, but come on, man.
Burnley it's not just before. It's all the time. It's all the time. I'm fed up with it.
I'm sorry. Burnley have no respect left. Those guys are just husks of men.
Of course.
In that dressing room.
Of course. James is going to get a hat-trick, and so is DCL.
DCL is going to score so many goals, he can't even count them on his hands.
And you know that's going to happen because I've just took a -8 to get both of them out.
Yes, I do.
-8 for that. Oh, Burnley as well. Oh, mate. Not the week to do it, man.
I told you hurt me once, full on them. You hurt me twice. Fucking shame on me.
You hurt me once, fool on them.
Yes.
You heard that expression here first.
You can quote me.
Jeez. Man City, Fulham. Oh, wait, did I? No, so I think it's going to be 3-0 Everton. There we go. Man City, Fulham.
I want another 5-0. It's going to be 5-0 to City. They're at home. They've just got the form.
Yep.
Fulham will not be able to withstand.
Fulham are going to just lay down and die.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 6-0 City, and it's going to be an early red card for Fulham, and it's going to be an absolute. It's going to be a demolishing. Scott Parker is going to be sat there on the sideline like a crying little boy as he's watching the shit Fulham team. Oh, he's going to be a mess.
So I am also going to go with a fairly high scoreline, though not quite as high, and I'll tell you why. I think it's going to be 4-0 to Manchester City, which is going to be a reasonable result only because Mitrovic is not going to start. I think that's the reason why Fulham played a bit better tonight. They played more as a team, and they had 2 focal points rather than just lump it long and hope that it lands on his fat head.
Yeah, very true.
West Ham, Manchester United.
Okay, it will be a Man United win. West Ham are also going to score. I just don't think that West Ham ever got it in the bag to take the whole 3 points. They were good today, but honestly, they were lucky today as well.
Yeah, but so man, you've been every game they've played.
Yeah,
I was just going to say.
They've been lucky. Go on, Jack. Go on.
No, just to add on that, I mean, West Ham. I think they've been decent this season. I think they're actually not a bad outfit. They're at home. They're off the back of a win. United, they're so inconsistent, and they were lucky to win against Southampton. I've got 1-1 for this game.
I'm going to agree with 1-1. I
I'm
think
gonna
that...
Go
on.
Okay. I'm going to say it's 3-1 to Man United just because...
Wow.
Just because they do have that extra quality. And yeah, it's going to be all about Bruno and Cavani.
So look, I definitely hope that you're right. I don't want West Ham to win. We all know my thoughts on West Ham. And obviously I've got Bruno on my team. So I would love another Bruno turn-up. Chelsea leads.
I mean, it's Chelsea. It's going to be 2-0 to Chelsea.
Ooh, all right.
I think Chelsea are going to win this one. I don't think it will be by very much. I think it'll be 3-1 Chelsea, but I think it'll be a closer game than it suggests.
I'll tell you what, I reckon this one is going to be a very similar game to the Chelsea-Tottenham one, but I think it's going to be 1-1. I think they're just going to loosen up a little bit.
Wow. I think that's wrong, but go on.
Oh, well, look, we'll see, won't we?
Next
week when I'm gloating mercilessly. West Brom, Crystal Palace.
No, thank you.
Can we skip this one?
So, I think this might be.
It
is our worst game of the week.
Can we call it? What is it? What do we have a name for them yet? We should have a name for them. We'll come up with a name for them.
We need to think of a name and we'll come up with the next pod. But it's essentially a game that I wouldn't want to watch even if I was getting paid to watch it. That's kind of the notion of this game. I wouldn't sit there if someone was paying me 20 quid to watch this game. I'd rather do something else.
What's really sad is I'm still going to bloody have to watch the damn thing just so I can talk about it.
Oh, isn't confinement great? So, what are our predictions for this?
I thought we all assumed it was going to be 0-0. Nothing more.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to disagree. I think there's going to be a really sloppy error at the back.
Shit,
from Palace.
1-0. That's worse.
I think it's going to be 1-0 to West Brom. It's going to happen in the first 4 minutes, and then it's going to be grim.
If it's not that, it's going to be the 1-0 to Palace, and Benteke will finally get his goal.
It'll somebody will take a shot. It's going wide. It will cascade off the back of his head.
Yeah.
And go in the top corner.
Backwards with a deflection as well.
Just while we're on this game, it's triggered me to mention something. Sam Johnson in goal for West Brom is keeping them in the Premier League. He has been
he's been incredible.
Fantastic. What a goalkeeper. He's been fantastic. I think he's been amazing this season.
Mm-hmm.
And next season, when they get relegated, he will surely be shipped elsewhere and continue to play in the Premier League. So we've got Sheffield, Leicester.
This is when Jamie Vardy absolutely turns it on. He's a Sheffield Wednesday fan, I've heard. Sheffield United are an absolute mess. They can't score. They can't keep goals out. I think this is 3-0 Leicester, and it's a Vardy hat-trick.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you would think it would be. But what has happened to Leicester?
But look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's happened to Leicester. Sheffield can't buy a goal. They literally threw, 17 million or 20 million or something like that at Brewster trying to buy a goal. It won't come. There's no other option besides Leicester winning this game. It's going to be. I think it's going to be 2 or 3-0.
It's 1-0 to Leicester.
I'm going to agree with Jack. I think it's 3-0. I think Vardy's going to score 2, and maybe Maddison's going to ping one in. Spurs, Arsenal. I'm looking forward to this, and I'll tell you why. I really dislike Arsenal, and they're in bad form.
I don't, but they are dreadful right now, and sadly, this has got a home win all over it.
It does.
It's going to be
North London derby is going
prolific.
to Tottenham.
It's going to be prolific, and I think, it's going to be 3-1 to Spurs.
I agree.
It pains me to. I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be a bit of a nasty game.
Generous.
I think there's going to be some bad tackles in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Wow.
I think that's fair as well, but Arsenal have to bring.
Arsenal need to.
They have to. Yeah.
They need to.
They do. This is the game. Okay, Liverpool Wolves. This is an interesting one. It's sort of like the the walking what's the expression? The Walking Dead. It's a bunch of injuries on both sides.
Yeah. So I'm still thinking maybe I should captain Mo for this fixture because
That would
Wolves
be a
do
mistake.
kind of play quite open as well. They haven't got Raul, and they are a fairly tight unit. But as you can see from their defense, they are a bit flaky as well. So.
Jim,
Honestly, it could be a shout. It could be a shout.
the last time they conceded more than one goal in a
game.
game was game week 3.
Mm.
I'm not looking at that fixture and think, especially the Liverpool with basically no fit midfielders. The fourth string right back is coming into play, and he's made some awful mistakes.
I mean, if I didn't have
I
Mo,
don't know.
would I want Wolves to win 6-0? Absolutely. But that's not going to happen. And I think Mo's actually going to be a turn-up king.
I disagree. I think that Jota is going to score. I think that Wolves might sneak on as well. I reckon it's going to be 1-1.
I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
Someone's still got Robbo on their team.
It's absolutely a clean sheet for Liverpool. No question.
I don't
in
think
my
it's a
mind
clean sheet. I think it's 3-1 to Liverpool.
Okay.
2 for Mo, 1 for Jota.
I mean, yeah, I hope there's 2 for Mo. Right. The last game of the game week, Brighton Southampton. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this.
This
I
will
think
be good.
They both play interesting football.
Yeah,
This is a very even game, I think.
very even.
I think Southampton are the better team, but I think Brighton put up a good fight, and I do like Graham Potter. I'm going to go 1-1.
Brighton have got a point to prove.
They do need to win it, but I think Southampton will either they'll take it or it's a draw. I nearly went 1-1 with you, Jack. I'm going to say 2-1 to Southampton.
I'm also going to say 2-1 to Southampton. I think Brighton will put up a fight. I think they'll have a lot of attempts, but not a lot of great attempts on goal. But I think Southampton have just got too much at the moment, and their form's good.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the end of our podcast. Guys, you can check us out on the socials, and if you do want to join our FPL Faff mini league, you can do so by entering the code DKSORK into your Premier League app. Just one more time, a little bit slower, is DKSORK. Stick that in there. You will see me flying up the table this week. You will see Jack at Tin Pot Town flying down the table, and Jim has taken a minus 600 on his team for some very, very poor choices. But sadly, he will still be up the top.
And I'm
next
still
week.
12,000 in the whole world, so
That's
And
nice.
you're still a prick as well. Guys, this has been good. Until next time.
Later.
Bye-bye.